want to do a quick demonstration on a barn sketch here. I'm going to drop in a little bit of cobalt blue in the sky just so that it gives us some background. And invariably let the wash run right into the object I'm painting. This is a bit of very pale cadmium orange, just so I get a bit of kind of warmth in the sky and let it just bleed right into the barn. Just a touch of burnt sienna. So start getting the browns to mix in on the barn wood. And a little on that silo. Just a big moppy brush on a 200-pound watercolor paper. Raw sienna, bit of cobalt blue in to get that greenish look, and let it dry. Now I'll go to burnt sienna with a bit of ultramarine blue in it to get this kind of brownish gray color for the old wooden silo here. Add just a bit more pigment for the shadow side. You can see the paper's still damp from the first wash, but dry enough to give me a few hard edges where I need them. A little more ultramarine in that combination, just so I can get the darkest shadows. This needs to be dry, this side, so that I get a nice sharp edge on the corner. And then try to replicate a cast shadow across this little extension here with a window. Cut around the blades of hay or whatever sticking up. And bit of cast shadow to define the roof there. Maybe there's stuff leaning against the barn in the back. This is still burnt sienna with just a touch of ultramarine in it to darken it. Now, just with a bit more blue, I want that to be the lightest section of the roof, but it has to dry before I can darken the second part of the roof there. So I'll just take some time, draw in a few planks and spaces. Sun's hitting this side of the barn, so it still wants to have lots of light in it, but there's going to be local color in the barn board. Now, raw sienna with a touch of cobalt blue just makes a bit of a green color for this distant shrubbery trees back there. This helps give some dimension to the sketch. Now a little bit more ultramarine in my burnt sienna to see if I can get the dark, slightly darker slant on that part of the roof. It's a little too blue, so well, I'm getting ahead of myself. This is not quite dry. I get harder edges. You can see it bleed just a little bit. If I let it dry, I'd get the hard edges for it, kind of put spaces and missing boards. Yeah, this is a round synthetic brush, and you can fiddle with it forever. You can see it's just Not necessary to do too much, just draw in some grass and you got a sketch, a barn.